Welcome to this relaxing sleep story. I'll be your guide to slowly, effortlessly drift into sleep. The day has already softened. You've arrived at the quiet part now, where time begins to loosen. Let the air around you feel gentle, not cold, not warm, just perfectly still. Your body knows how to rest. You don't have to ask it. It remembers. Notice the faint rhythm of breath, steady and kind. Each inhale, a small beginning. Each exhale, a letting go. You're in a space meant for comfort. Soft light, soft fabric, soft thoughts. Nothing to fix, nothing to finish. Just this hush. You can drift here between waking and rest until the edges of the day fade into calm. Imagine a gentle breeze of comfort starting above you and flowing downward in a slow, pleasant wave. Brow smooth, jaw slack, throat spacious, shoulders sliding away from the ears, arms heavy and calm, hands warm, palms open. Notice the quiet rise and fall in your chest, like water ripples widening and fading. Belly soft and peaceful, hips and legs sinking into the mattress, supported completely. Knees, shins, ankles, loose and cozy. Soles of the feet warm, as if near a small hearth. Let the breath lengthen on its own. You're safe to release the day. It can fade. You arrive beside the river as evening has already settled into its quieter half, and the city seems to exhale around the water's edge. The riverwalk stretches ahead in a gentle line, its surface smoothed by night, holding reflections as if they were memories resting just beneath the skin of the water. Streetlights stand at regular intervals, their soft amber glow reaching down and breaking into long, wavering bands across the current. You notice how each light trembles slightly as the river moves, never quite still, never in a hurry either. The air carries a mild coolness, enough to feel awake but not sharp, brushing past you like a familiar coat pulled close. On one side, the river slides by quietly, dark except where moonlight and lamps have found places to rest. On the other, the path is bordered by railings and stone, worn smooth by years of passing evenings, much like this one. Farther along, the shapes of old factories linger by the water, their brick walls softened by shadow and time. Tall windows stare out over the river, some dark, some holding a faint interior glow, as if the buildings themselves are half asleep. Their reflections drift in broken pieces on the surface below, stretching and folding as the water carries them downstream. A bench appears along the path, empty and patient, facing the river as though it has been watching the same slow movement for decades. The wood looks cool and steady, the metal arms catching just enough light to outline their familiar curve. Nearby, a small boat floats loosely against its tether, rocking almost imperceptibly, without voices or footsteps aboard. Its hull makes no sound, only the suggestion of motion, as if it is dreaming of earlier hours on the same water. Further out, another boat rests closer to the center of the river, a darker silhouette drifting under the open sky. Above it all, the moon hangs quietly, pale and calm, leaving a long silver trail across the water that seems to lead nowhere in particular. A few stars manage to appear between the city's glow, faint but persistent, mirrored softly in the slow surface below. Each reflection feels slightly blurred, as though the river is already turning them into something remembered rather than seen. From somewhere up the path, a bakery releases a trace of warmth and sweetness into the night air, its windows dimmed but welcoming. The smell lingers gently, mixing with a cool river breeze in a way that feels unhurried and familiar. As the river walk continues, row houses rise on the hill beyond, their windows glowing like quiet punctuation marks against the dark slope. The buildings seem to lean into one another, sharing warmth, their outlines softened by distance and night. Here, along the water, the city's sounds have faded into something low and indistinct, leaving space for the steady presence of the river. You remain beside it, unpressed by time, simply sharing this stretch of night as it slowly deepens around you. The river remains beside you as the path curves slightly, guiding the city into a softer arrangement of shadow and light. Here, the water widens just enough to slow its surface, allowing reflections to linger longer before drifting away. Streetlights thin out for a moment, and the darkness between them feels gentle rather than empty. In these darker stretches, the moon's reflection grows clearer, stretching into a pale ribbon that trembles with each subtle movement. An old factory stands closer to the path now, its brickwork textured by age and softened by the night air. Faded lettering is barely visible along its side, names from another era resting quietly without explanation. High above, narrow windows form a repeating pattern, like closed eyes that once watched over louder nights. The building gives off a faint warmth stored from the day, a quiet contrast against the cool air drifting up from the river. Another bench rests nearby, this one partially hidden by a small tree whose leaves barely stir. The bench faces the water, as though designed for long pauses rather than conversation. A discarded leaf lies across the wooden slats, unmoving, content to remain where it has landed. From here, the sound of the river feels closer, a low, continuous hush that blends with distant city murmurs. Out on the water, a cluster of small boats drifts together, their outlines gently nudging one another without urgency. Ropes hold them loosely in place, allowing just enough movement to keep them from ever feeling still. Their reflections overlap and separate, forming slow patterns that change without needing attention. No voices reach them now, only the quiet agreement between water and hull. Across the river, the opposite bank rises gently, dotted with stone walls and narrow stairways leading upward. A few lamps glow there as well, their light softer from this distance, as though already halfway into sleep. Above them, the row houses sit higher on the hill, their shapes more defined now, roofs and chimneys outlined against the sky. Some windows are dark, others hold a dim glow, steady and unchanging, suggesting evenings settling into routine. The bakery's presence fades behind you, but its warmth seems to linger, a memory carried forward along the path. In its place, the scent of water and stone becomes more noticeable, clean and faintly mineral. The night deepens almost imperceptibly, and the sky grows a shade darker, allowing the stars a little more space. They appear quietly, one by one, never demanding attention, simply existing above the slow rhythm below. Here, time feels stretched and softened, as if the river has invited everything nearby to move at its pace. You remain alongside it, watching the city continue to settle, the path unfolding without expectation or end. The riverwalk grows quieter still as you move deeper into the night, and the city's presence softens into something more distant. The lights along the path feel farther apart now, giving each pool of glow more room to settle before the next appears. Between them, darkness gathers gently, never heavy, simply resting where light has chosen not to linger. The river continues its slow conversation with the shore, a sound so constant it almost fades into silence. An old warehouse sits low beside the water, its broad shape softened by shadow and years of weather. Its doors are closed, their outlines barely visible, as if they have agreed not to interrupt the night. A faint reflection of the building drifts below, broken by ripples that seem to smooth away sharp edges. The brick smells faintly of damp stone and history, carrying traces of days long finished. Another set of benches appears, spaced evenly along the curve of the path, each one empty and unclaimed. They feel less like places to sit and more like quiet witnesses, familiar with countless evenings passing by. A metal trash bin nearby catches a sliver of moonlight, then releases it again as the angle shifts. Nothing here feels neglected, only resting, as though the entire riverwalk has paused together. Out on the water, the boats have drifted into slightly different positions, their movements slow enough to feel imagined. One turns just enough for its bow to catch the moon's silver line, briefly brightening before easing away. Another settles closer to the bank, its ropes slack and patient, holding without pulling. The reflections beneath them overlap softly, shapes dissolving and reforming without pattern. Above the river, the sky opens wider now, the city glow dimmed just enough to reveal more stars. They scatter unevenly, small points of quiet light, mirrored faintly on the water below. The moon has climbed higher, its reflection shortening, becoming a softer glow rather than a long trail. Everything seems to move towards stillness, not stopping, just slowing further into itself. On the hillside, the row houses appear darker now, many windows dimmed or gone completely. Only a few remain lit, steady and calm, as if guarding the slope through the night. The outlines of roofs and chimneys blur slightly as the darkness deepens, merging into one gentle shape. From here, the city feels less like a collection of places and more like a single quiet presence. The riverwalk continues on, smooth and uninterrupted, carrying the night forward without asking anything in return. You remain beside the water as the hours stretch thin, the world growing simpler with each passing moment. The river now feels like the only thing still awake, though even it has softened into a slower, deeper rhythm. The path beside it stretches onward, but its direction no longer matters, only the calm continuity it offers. Streetlights appear less often, and when they do, their glow seems gentler, as if turned slightly lower for the late hour. Their reflections slip across the water briefly before dissolving into the dark surface again. The air cools just a little more, settling evenly across stone, railing, and water without drawing attention to itself. Sounds from the city have thinned to something barely noticeable, a distant hum that blends into the night. What remains is the quiet companionship of the river, steady and unchanging, carrying reflections without holding on to them. Each ripple smooths itself out almost immediately, leaving no trace behind. A final cluster of benches rests farther along, their shapes simple and familiar in the dim light. They seem content where they are, facing the water, waiting without expectation. Nearby, the boats barely move now, their outlines blending into the river as if becoming part of it. Moonlight touches them lightly, then slides away, leaving only shadow and suggestion. Across the water, the hillside has grown darker still, the row houses mostly quiet and unlit. Only one or two windows remain softly illuminated, small islands of warmth in the wider dark. They do not flicker or change, holding steady as the night deepens around them. Above, the stars feel more numerous now, scattered gently across the open sky. The river reflects them faintly, not clearly enough to count, only enough to sense their presence. The moon's glow has softened further, spreading evenly rather than shining brightly. Everything feels rounded at the edges, as though the night itself has smoothed the world. Nothing presses forward, and nothing pulls away. The riverwalk, the water, the buildings, and the sky all seem to settle into the same quiet pace. Moments stretch without needing to be measured, flowing one into another like the current beside you. The city rests, the river continues, and the night holds everything gently in place. If you find comfort here, you're welcome to subscribe. So these quiet stories are here for you whenever you need rest. The story has quieted now. Only the rhythm of breathing remains. Each exhale smooths the mind. Each inhale gathers calm. Imagine the night folding around you like a slow-moving tide, warm, even, endless. Thoughts drift like small boats away from shore. The water holds them, then carries them softly out of view. You don't need to follow. You don't need to guide. Just float. The current knows where to go. The body's weightless. The air's kind. Sleep is already here, waiting with open hands. Let it take you. Let it keep you. Let it rest you.